So we want to start the screen?
Yes. Hi, welcome to Twitch Tuesday. I'm Staff Sergeant Levi Reynolds, and with me is Staff Sergeant Brian Tripp, with an I. It's very important. We just talked about that, but you didn't see that. He is with the 633rd Emergency Management Flight.
That's correct.
It's the flight, that's right. Where they handle sea burn and all the other emergency management stuff. So if a hurricane came through, you would be the guy that's telling me what I need to do, right?
Yep, we're running the show.
All right, so if a hurricane did come through, because it is hurricane season,
It is.
what's your guys' main plan here?
As far as the base,
Yeah.
so we do a lot of community outreach, make sure everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing. We go to the BX, set up booths. We interact a lot with the local community, a lot with Fort Eustis. So we go out pretty much say, hey, this is what you need to do. Know your zone, know how to get out of here, have a plan, things like that. Pretty much get everybody ready to go, and then if it hits, we get them off the base, and we go from there.
How about, I'm going to start, we're playing Mario Kart. I'm going to start doing this while I ask this question. As far as like facilities and stuff go, how are we handling that? I know we sandbag things, but we're gonna pick it up. We're gonna do 100 cc. But past sandbagging all the doors, what kind of stuff would you have us be doing?
So each facility has facility managers. So the 633rd CE Squadron would go out beforehand, get with all those facility managers, say, hey, you need this many sandbags. This is how you do it properly to protect the inside of your building. And we have flood tools, basically saying this part of the base is going to flood with this amount of water. So we do a lot of planning in advance, but we pretty much get with all the units and say, hey, this is what you need. This is how you do it, and you should be all right.
Okay. All right. So we talked a little bit about games, and he hasn't played anything since Nintendo 64.
Old school.
Old school. And I'm just trying to pick the most ridiculous character I can right now. I need tinier wheels. Where are the tiniest wheels? There they are. And that looks... Yep, there we go. Going with Bowser. Why you like Bowser?
So you're just the most dominant.
Most dominant?
Yeah.
You like the heavies, the ultra heavies?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll go this one. Yeah, we'll go this one. That's fine. Oh.
The classic, man. N64 Mario Kart. Bowser's the man.
Bowser was the man. I guess, actually, I'm a nerd, and I read a thing, and apparently on this, the guy that has the most statistical advantage is Wario.
Is it?
And when on N64, it was Yoshi.
Interesting.
People argue about it.
Yeah.
They're like, no, I like this character more. It's all personal preference. But statistically, if you want to win Mario Kart 8, it's Wario. Which is annoying, because I hate Wario. He's very creepy.
Somebody sitting in their basement doing some calculus or something.
Yep. That's how they do. No, it's just... What would we do without the nerds? Okay, so anyway, let's talk about some sea burny stuff.
Everybody's favorite training.
Yes, I've spent many an hour in MOPP gear, sweating, and just counting down the minutes to get out of it.
Really? That's surprising.
Which I'm sure pales in comparison to the amount of time you've had to spend in it.
A few minutes here and there.
Yeah. So what are like some tips that you have for people when they're putting? Oh man, I just ran right into that. When they put on their MOPP gear.
So a lot of people know the grocery bag and the boot trick. That's a pretty common one. One I like to tell when I teach my classes and people come through for pre-deployment training, things like that, is the retention cord is the technical term for it. You probably know it better as the battle thong or the combat G-string.
Yep.
So once you put that, loop it through your legs, if you pull the waist strap around a little tighter, it kind of relieves a little bit of tension where you probably don't necessarily want a whole bunch of tension at.
What's funny about that is I didn't know that had a proper name.
It does. It all has technical names.
I've never heard that. Which is, it makes sense, but it's also very, very sad. Oh, okay. Just bullying me here.
I honestly have no idea what's going on.
You just knocked me over. This Mario is kind of like he's like a furry, right? Like he's dressing up like a raccoon. Maybe like a red panda. Okay. So we've learned how to relieve some tension when we're important. In there. As far as people often complain about wearing their gas masks.
They do. Not a very enjoyable experience.
It's not. I think it's better with this. I guess it's not really a new gas mask at this point. But when I came in, we had different gas masks.
Old
I can't
Mickey
see.
2.
Yeah. So the M50 is noticeably better.
Considerable upgrade, yeah.
Oh, we have questions.
Right, so first question from Frosted Gamer and execs.
Hello, Frosted
Emergency
Gamer.
management, is that where... Oh, okay. Is that where if there is like a tornado?
Yes, it is like if there's a tornado. Do we have tornado preference?
Was that a question they asked?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, any natural disaster you can plan for. We're kind of the office that does the coverall. It really just depends on what area you're in. So we focus on hurricanes, but once you get into like the Midwest, they focus a lot on tornadoes, things like that. So it really just depends on where you're at.
Where have you been stationed?
So this is my third base. I started off in Guam at Anderson Air Force Base, and then I just got back from Korea about a year ago.
Oh, your job in Korea must be
It was a fun year.
Super fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you haven't had to deal with any tornadoes. What was the other question?
Other question is, how did emergency management play a role in Hurricane Michael and Tyndall?
Who asked that question?
Cadet General last name.
Cadet General last name. Okay. So yeah, we all, I think, because we're here up at ACC, we had to deal a little bit with Hurricane Michael. We took over all their PA stuff. So what did you guys do, or do you know what
Here
they did down there?
specifically at Langley, we didn't do too much support with Tyndall, but the emergency management folks down at Tyndall, they stuck there. They were there the whole time the hurricane hit, so they got to kind of experience some of that. But they were there making sure the base was safe, making sure anybody on base was safe, and then just calling the shots saying, hey, we need this support. Reaching out to MatchComs, reaching out to ACC, saying, hey, we got a lot of damage, we need some support, we need some extra personnel. So they're the ones kind of coordinating all that recovery and response of the hurricane impact.
Okay.
They did a great job down there. They had a busy time,
Yeah.
to say the least.
It's a little busier in Korea,
Yeah.
probably. Okay, so now for the special, what we got going on here. We're going to mop up and play more Mario Kart. And I'm surprised he agreed to do this, because, he probably has to spend so much time doing this. But, he's a trooper, and that's why we like having him here. So, we're going to mop up now, and we're going to walk through it a little bit. That way, if you haven't done it, or if you're not, familiar with the process, now you can learn. We aren't going to do the boots, though, because I made that call. I said, we're going to be sitting down anyway. They can't see our boots.
We'll simulate the boots. They'll never even know we don't have them on.
Simulated boots. Yeah. So we'll just complain for about a half an hour after we're done trying to get our boots off. Oh, so it's been a few. Man, I haven't had to mop up in a few years, which is weird for me to say.
Been a couple weeks for me, so I'm a little rusty.
A little rusty.
Yeah, so the first thing you want to start out with is your trousers. Please go ahead and throw those on.
We have our Sim M9 tape here.
Dr. Nee said gas, gas, gas.
Oh, don't do that, man. If you yell gas right now, I don't think I could get this stuff on fast enough. I'm a goner. He has gas.
Don't have gas.
You said you had 7 seconds.
7 seconds.
But that's you're already mopped up though.
It's 9 seconds.
Aha,
Correction.
Dr. Nee.
Dr. Nee, it's 9 seconds.
I'm already sweaty. This is awful. This is a terrible idea. And I apologize.
You guys sabotaged me by giving me the wrong building number. I was out there walking around for a half mile trying to find you guys.
What?
Two chem bags.
What?
So now I'm all sweaty.
Oh. Building number system needs to go away anyway. I don't like it. Oh. Yeah, I gotta put on my retention cord. It's not fun, man. I'm honestly, I'm a little impressed with myself that I've managed to get
better
this
than some people we see.
remembered this much. Like I said, I wasn't lying when I said I spent a lot of time in MOPP gear. Oh, I didn't put on my harness.
So if you had boots on, this is what we would call MOPP level 2.
MOPP level 2.
MOPP 2. Suits and boots.
Oh man, you gotta do this to make me feel like I'm fatty.
PT incentive.
I think I'll sweat off everything that I ate today by the time we're out of here. Oh.
Marco 502 said, have you had your resiliency down there?
No, not yet. Have you had your resiliency down day?
Not. We're getting pretty resilient today, though.
Yeah.
We're just going straight into MOPP 4?
Yeah, let's just do it. Let's go. We're not going to time it because I don't want to, you know, fail. I don't want you to have to call me in so I can take the course.
I mean, I could easily head back to the shop and decertify you once we're done here. That is no problem at all.
Please don't. Oh man, these are small. Can't get my digits in there.
Yes, so. I'm gonna put your gloves on last, actually. So you can put them on, make sure they're nice and ready to go. They're not melted together. But mask goes on first.
I have extra gloves, that's why.
That's no big deal.
I'm gonna need you to shit. All right.
And, yeah. And you gotta what? Just look up and to the left.
Yeah, that's the trick.
And then you gotta feel.
I like to do the buddy system though, so I'll help you out. You want to face me. Look at me. Now you gonna breathe in? Good to go.
Yay.
Aria Ruth asked, is it comfy?
No, it's not comfy. What a stupid question.
It's very comfortable.
You're a glutton for punishment, aren't you?
It's just a fun time for everybody.
You're real fun at parties. Hey guys, you want to break out the MOPP gear? Put some adult beverages in our canteens.
I can neither confirm nor deny that that has ever happened.
That's how you gotta clean out the hose though, right?
Yeah, something like that.
You can't.
Is it easy to breathe? Also by Aria Ruth.
It's kind of like breathing out of a straw.
Yeah.
So I can hear your speaker, Fred Reynolds. I can't hear it.
Can't hear mine too much.
Barely.
I think it's because where he's standing. But we're now we're gonna get our game on. Did I grab your? No, yours is right there.
Yep.
All right. Now this is gonna be. I might actually have to use the gyroscope now on this.
It's a rookie move.
Rookie?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, because you probably got that. You've seen that picture, right, where people are in MOPP gear and they're trying to type on a computer using pencils?
Pencils, yeah.
That's just awful.
Got the dexterity of a chimp with these gloves on.
I feel as agile as a cow.
We can tilt the camera down
Yeah, I'll probably make a quick adjustment here. Alright. So I don't have my gas mask inserts.
I got the competitive edge now.
Yeah. It's a little blurry. I'm not blind, but it's a little blurry. So,
Chimps are people too.
I don't think that I've spent, I don't know, I'd say max an hour in full MOPP 4 before, and that might be a little generous, making myself feel good. What's your record?
Of just straight MOPP 4?
Yeah, just straight MOPP 4.
Probably a good 6-8 hours.
Oh, God. Ah, that sounds awful.
it's a fun time.
Oh, yeah. So, what's your guys' tech school like for this? Like,
It's an interesting couple months. We go through Fort Leonard Wood in the middle of Missouri, so it's about 2-3 hours to get anywhere that's not a Walmart. And we just go through and we do a couple cool Seaburn things. We go through, it's called the Chemical Defense Training Facility.
okay.
So we actually get to go in and play with live VX and live sarin.
Oh,
So real world deadly stuff. We get to play with some of our detection equipment, see what it does on it, and build a little bit of confidence in our gear.
yeah, that's always that. Like they say that, I know that like in basic, it's just tear gas they get you with, right?
Yeah, just some CS gas.
So, but like, you're like, hey, look, the mask works, but then you always hear like, yeah, okay, well, it worked against tear gas. I mean,
Yeah.
they use that on civilians, like, so if you're using that on real stuff, and you're like, okay, yes, I can actually trust this. That's good.
Yeah, it's good to have a little bit of confidence when you go out there.
That's probably not a day one thing, though, right?
No, it's a little while in, yeah.
You can't just trust anybody with that. Oh man, that's on.
I'm doing bad.
I don't like this. This is a terrible idea.
Get some good naps in MOPP 4 though.
No, I can't breathe.
No?
I've tried to do that before. Especially when you're in it for so long, the only cool place is the ground. But I just, I can't breathe good enough to be taking a nap. I panic. Like I
Get
wake up.
claustrophobic?
Yeah, I'll be like, ah! Oh, that's
Mario
right.
Who's asked, what does MOPP stand for?
It's mission-oriented protective posture.
Man, I can't believe I forgot that.
I'm
Well, we have the
surprised.
experts here on Twitch. ACCplays, that is. I was so happy about this microphone over there because I think it sounds cool, but now that I'm completely mopped up, I can't hear a damn thing.
No, that fan that was going a little bit earlier, you can't feel either.
No. Oh. But I still won.
You did.
Blind, extra small glove on.
That's just how bad I am at video games.
I am the man. This was a terrible idea.
I'm having a blast.
So, yeah, I bet you are. So, normally we'd have to put on a flak vest, but
Yep.
I said, nah, we don't need to do that. I'd like to breathe while I'm doing this interview.
You're struggling a little bit
Yeah.
with the breath.
Like you said earlier, it's like breathing through a straw.
Yeah. You gotta control your breathing. One breath in, hold your breath for a few seconds, breathe it
Yeah.
out.
The walls are closing in on me. Yeah, I'm a little out of practice. So, when you do your course, I don't know, we talked a little bit about tips and tricks earlier on like getting the boots off and stuff like that. How long do you have to go over everything before you actually get them all mopped up?
So we do about 2.5 hours of classroom instruction before we actually get them in their gear, get them in full MOPP 4, and do some training, some hands-on training. So they're there for a little bit longer than they probably want to be there with us.
Oh,
But we try to make it as hands-on as possible, crack some jokes, make it a little bit fun.
so all right, it's been a while since I've done the course. When you go out and you gotta demonstrate being able to read the M8 paper, the
Yep.
M9 tape, and all that fun stuff. What's something that like is the hardest for people to grasp?
So people don't really get in their gear a lot. They don't, no offense to you, but just like you, they don't really get in their gear. They
Yeah.
get winded, they get hot and sweaty, and you lose a couple IQ points when you're in MOPP gear. So just being in your MOPP gear for 30-35 minutes at a time, it takes a toll on them physically. And when you have that physical toll on you, your mental stuff starts dropping and you forget little tips and tricks of what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I would agree with that IQ thing. I feel a lot dumber right now. But also, I already lost my train of thought because I'm completely I can just feel the sweat everywhere, even on my face. Imagine that wearing a rubber mask would make your face sweaty. Isn't that weird? Woo. I had a good question and I forgot it.
Your brain doesn't work very well on
I
math.
think I'm using all of my brain power to be in first place right now. Oh no. Aria Ruth doesn't have any more little quips she wants to throw out there?
She asked who is the guest, and I told her don't trip about our guest.
Yeah, maybe you should, you should show up on time. She's
Another
deploying.
person asked what MOPP is for.
Yeah, but
What is it for?
mission. Well, what? Yeah, was it stand for or what is it for?
What does it stand for?
Mission
Mission-oriented protective posture.
protective posture.
I'm gonna type it in here so people can know.
Yeah, that way they know. So, you said you spent, it was a full year in Korea, right?
Yep.
So you spent a lot of time in MOPP here in Korea, from what I understand.
Yeah, a little bit.
I have not had the pleasure, and I honestly don't want to, but maybe we can talk about a little bit why that is and why it's so important in Korea. What is the overall stats? Like, what's the likelihood that if there was some sort of event in Korea that there would be a chemical related event?
Without getting too classified,
Yeah. We'll
dips
keep
into it.
keep it very unclassified.
I mean, if we're training for it, there's a reason why we train for it. Would be, I guess, the unclassified answer.
Yeah, there we go.
Like to practice how you play. I did terrible that one.
I came in second. This is garbage. Still gonna win though. A tanuki. I don't know what a tanuki is, but he's dressed like one. Alright, so this will probably be our last race before I take this mask off.
You sure?
Well, I don't know.
Alright.
Starting to get used to it, I guess.
You don't have to be a hero.
Oh, you're the hero. Lugging all this out in that hot, humid, just so we can come in here and look like a couple of jokers playing Mario Kart.
In the wintertime, you go to LRS, get your IPE checked out to you, your chem gear. I like to go home, put a nice red wine in my canteen, put on my MOPP gear, put my overboots up by the fire, and just crack open an AFI and just unwind.
God, you're a natural. You should come in more often. Oh, you put a nice box of red wine in there.
Yeah,
because it's already comes
nice
in
box
bag.
wine.
Yeah,
Throw that in the canteen.
It's already bagged, so I mean, it just makes it easier. That's what you funny you say that. Like I actually worked at IPE before I cross trained, and I counted so many helmets.
Yeah.
That was literally my going away gift because I complained about it so much. But we always had all this old extra MOPP gear laying around, and when we would have to do this, we would. It was the only time -30 felt okay.
Yeah.
You're like, yes, I will go outside gladly because it's actually livable now.
Your body temperature increases considerably in the gear.
Do you know about what the actual increase is?
I don't. I'd say it's probably a good couple degrees though.
Yeah, I didn't know if maybe that was something they taught you in your textbook before they gassed you. Like, hey, by the way, I know you're really hot right now, but did you know you're actually 12 degrees hotter? Here's some gas!
No, not that mean.
That's some stuff I would do. I mean, you said it was an army base, right? So.
Yeah.
Was it a joint class environment?
No, it was all Air Force.
Yeah, it always intrigues me because when you see we went to Genfos, which is an army school, but our classes, everybody's in it. I think you can even have Coast Guard in there.
Really?
I didn't have any in that class, but did you have any Coast Guard, Garner?
No.
No Coasties. I see him in there.
Not at my original depots, but when I went back recently, we had one Coast Guard.
So it's always interesting, and I know that security forces, Navy security forces, go and train with ours down in San Antonio. So when I hear somebody trains at an army base, it's just like, oh, so you're just kind of like the odd man out there.
Yeah, it's not the greatest tech school base there is.
Prof Gab.
Prof Gab.
Sorry if I ruined your name.
Pick a better name, Prof
what
Gab.
VX stands for.
What does VX stand for?
V as in Bravo?
So it's a V as in Victor.
Oh, Victor.
So it's an acronym VX, but it doesn't actually have a name, but the chemical compound of it is called O-ethyl S-diisopropylaminomethyl methylphosphorothionate.
Oh,
So that's the name of it.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's the chemical compound breakdown of it.
You just popped off with that. You got like answers written in there.
A little bit up here. I
Okay.
wrote a couple
Yeah,
cliff
I can
notes
see
here.
where you would put that.
just so you know, I was prepped to type that answer so people didn't have to ask it again. And you started, and I said, nope.
It's
Can't
a long
spell
word.
that. I don't even remember what he said. How do? That's a CDC question, isn't it?
No, it's just
You're just that good at your job. okay,
I
you
like
can
to
say
think
it.
so sometimes.
Yeah,
My
he's
leadership
good.
will probably disagree, but
I don't know, man.
it's all good.
You should get coin just for saying that. You heard it here. What time is it?
Game time. Ugh, it's 4:27.
Oh man, it's only been a half hour.
Not even.
Not even. And I am officially sick of this mop gear.
Frosted Gamer XX asks, does every branch use mop gear?
Yeah, it's joint service.
Would they all have the same BDU pattern still going on?
Yeah,
Or-
we all use the same camo pattern. There's the old BDUs or the BDOs that were different print, the desert print, but this is what we use across the services.
Okay. Is there any word on the street about getting something new? What's
There
the
is.
shelf life on one of these? Like, obviously these are for training, but if we got one new in the bag, how long are they scheduled to be good for?
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but there is some stuff in the works for some lighter technology, so you're not wearing this big suit. It's kind of like a pajama type material.
Yeah.
So there's always stuff in the work, constantly improving our chem gear for all these services across the board.
So I kind of missed this. Maybe I'm gonna go ahead and say this is the question that I heat stroked out of my head
Yeah.
earlier. What actually is it that makes these things work and keeps you from getting, nerve agents and blister agents and all that fun stuff on your skin?
So it's a carbon bead material, so it repels the chemical agents. It also repels biological agents as well as water. So kind of like a, I'm not sure what to compare it to, but if I splash VX all over you, it's kind of just going to hit you and kind of roll off a little bit.
Okay. And is that the same for in the gas mask filter?
Filters are a little bit different. They just filter out the bad stuff basically and let you breathe in the clean air.
How much? I don't know. It's kind of. I'm sure there's a variable for time and density and stuff, but like let's say like an average, however you want to judge an average amount of chemicals in the air. How long are these things good for?
So it kind of depends. Depends on what kind of chemical warfare agent it is. Somebody like you, kind of breathing a little heavy.
Yeah.
So you're putting a little bit more
Keep
exhaust
putting me
on those
blast
filters.
here.
But people a little bit more experienced, they can control their breathing and they're not huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit longer.
Okay. So what I'm doing when I'm breathing this heavy, would you like to go heads up or would you like to do a battle?
I'm good with either. Whatever you think will
We do
be.
battle.
Let's do a battle.
It's more
I
fun.
haven't done one of these in a while.
I'm like 0 for 3 so far.
It's okay.
Cloth Gab asks, are they a one-time use?
Is what a one-time use?
I
Oh,
guess
like
mop
the... Yeah, we'll go ahead and answer both. I'm pretty sure the filters on the M50 is a one-time use. Once
Yep.
you have to switch it out, you're done. Is there any way to clean these? To
Yeah,
use them
so we can
again?
actually, if you ever get chemically contaminated, you can wash your suits and then reuse them. So you said Yoshi's the
Oh, no,
statistically.
he was for the races. For this, I
Gotcha.
don't know. I think maybe you might have been best with...
I don't know. I don't think there's an advantage for the battles.
Yeah, for the battles, whatever. I like Dry Bones. He looks scary. Oh, we unlocked something. So you gotta use like a special detergent when you wash these, or
It's not like your laundry at home. It's a little bit different, but basically clean them, wash them, get rid of the chemical agents, and then we can issue them back out to people.
cool. Newly vacuum sealed and everything.
They won't be vacuum sealed, but they'll be just kind of loose leaf.
Gotcha. That's a little nerve-wracking, not gonna lie. Like, oh yeah, these have been used in actual gas attacks, but we cleaned them. You're good. Don't worry about it. And I'd just be like, oh, okay.
Gotta have a little faith.
Yeah, that sounds good. Whew. Yeah, this is where my glasses would come in handy. No teams, all vehicles. What? Oh, 5's the lowest? Okay, let's do that. This will be a little more interesting. It's not as just go. There's a little, I think a little bit more to it. You gotta hop around and throw stuff.
I'm 0 for 3 though, so you got a good advantage on me.
Yeah, my
How long can some stay in a MOPP suit if it's contaminated?
oh, that's a good
If it's
question.
been contaminated, you got about a 24-hour time clock before you gotta get out of it and throw a brand new one on.
So how would you do that? Like, let's say, man, you gotta go to a decontaminated zone in order to, oh man, I'm not gonna get anything. Decontaminated zone in order to go through and get your new one.
Yeah, so there's a couple different processes you can do, but basically you can either go to a giant decontamination line and take off all your stuff that way, or you can be out in the field and get out of your suit and put on a new one there.
Oh, no! Okay, good. So when you do the decontamination line, I'm slightly familiar with this. You got to rinse your hands off, and there's a bleach water solution. So let's just take a walk through the decom line. Like, what's step 1?
Yeah, so basically the whole decom process, we're just slowly and methodically getting you out of your stuff so you can get to a clean zone and possibly put on some new stuff. So first thing you take off is like your battle rattle. So you take off your helmet, your flak vest, your mask carrier, things like that, weapons, whatever equipment you have with you. And then from there you go in, take off your overcoat, and then you take off your trousers, your boots, your gloves, and then depending on the situation, you either keep your mask on or take it off.
Okay.
I've taken a poll to see who's going to take the battle. We have 1 vote for the guests. I'm sorry, 1 vote for the host, 0 votes for the guests.
That's fair.
I don't, honestly, this battle doesn't even make sense to me. I thought we had balloons in this.
That's not, it was the old school.
Yeah, I
in
saw you
64.
playing it earlier, man. I thought there was balloons going on. And I don't
We
see
see Dr. Lee said the guests never went into later.
I'm just
well, who
terrible
would
at
know?
video
He's the
games.
mastermind. I hate somebody. I don't know who that was. Oh, okay. Ah, the pole threw me off. Alright, so you mentioned getting the weapons out of there. Well, what's the, can we have the big, is it an M295 pouch?
Yep,
I remembered!
that's good. I might let you stay certified after this.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it. I don't want to have to do this anymore than I have to. So you do the M295 pouch and you pat down with an M4. Is that enough to clean it, or is there more process?
That's pretty much what you use, depending on what you're going and doing after the decon line. You can put it in a trash bag, kind of control that contamination, go inside if you need to. But for the most part, that mid will take care of it.
Okay. That always just seemed so, it was so odd to me that I'm just pat it, just like we did a whole vehicle.
Yeah.
Like, just pat the doors and pat this, and I'm like, is this real? Or are you just messing with me? But I mean, hey, if you actually use this stuff, I'm sure there's some merit to it.
What's your favorite part about Sebring classes?
Yeah, I get to take my
You get to go
stuff
home?
off, yeah. Or, you know what, also, when you get to test the canteen, because it's about halfway through, and you can drink some ice cold water. That's the stuff.
It's not really water in there though, is it?
I will not tell.
Nice cold Jack and Coke.
Oh, yeah. You're not supposed to put any sodas in there, though, right?
Just water.
Just,
That's another question.
water and straight vodka, right?
Have you ever come in contact with a real agent?
Yeah, so our tech school we were talking about earlier, we actually get exposed not exposed where we're breathing it in, but exposed while we're in our gear, so we're protected and safe.
He won.
9th place.
I mean, we both technically lost, but he won. Yeah, so you said sarin gas. What's like, what does that do?
So they're both nerve agents.
Okay.
So you'll breathe it in, you'll start having seizure-like convulsions.
That's fun.
You'll foam from the mouth, defecate yourself, so
Oh, yeah.
it's a fun time.
So it's like a, weekend party with Airman Garner.
Is that so?
Yeah, Airman Garner's crazy, man.
Yeah, I get a little wild.
Yeah.
He gets all into that.
Extend an invitation next time.
Thanks
Plus,
for the
remember, if your MOPP suit has a cut in it while it's contaminated, would you need to rush to get a new one?
I would say yeah.
You should probably just give up right then. Don't listen to me. I'm full of bad advice. Is there like a, would you like, I don't know, an M9 tape? Could you patch a hole for like, to get you to the next spot?
You could just as like a intermittent remedial type solvent.
Would the M9 tape be any better than like gun tape? Or is it any more like it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's any testing on that.
Oh, see? Alright, we'll do it. This is a Splatoon level. This is weird. You can, we'll do this. We'll do a spark tank thing, right? We'll save the Air Force millions of dollars because we'll find that duct tape works just as well.
We actually had the spark tank that just finished up. One of our, somebody in our career field was the winner of it.
Oh yeah, what was his idea?
So we have a chemical agent detector we use. We set out across installations during a chemical threat, and it's not the greatest technology, but he found a way to for us to leave it out there for up to days at a time without having to go out there and replace batteries and things like that. It was a pretty cool, nifty idea.
I think I heard it. Now that you say that, up to days at a time. Ah, because even simulating, like obviously I've never done it in real life, but simulating, you gotta go out there, check everything, every 45 minutes or whatever. Mop up, just go look at a stick. That's fun. So, when we're not in Seaburn, you said this is roughly 50% of your career.
Yeah.
Your career field responsibilities. And you talked about kind of what you do when you... Dang it.
That's a tough level.
I don't even know what's going on, man.
So you have to steal the shine. So you have to attack the person with that and keep it for 20 seconds.
Oh, well,
I
that
was
would be
trying to
great
kill
if they
people.
told us that instead of just being like, here you go. I just thought that was the snitch.
I think I still won though.
Yeah, I think you did too.
Oh yeah, you're still winning.
Yeah, you found your... This is your game. But anyway, what was I saying before you told me you were playing the game wrong?
I don't know.
Thanks a lot. Anyway, so the other half of your job is non-related. We talked about, dealing with hurricanes, but like, what's the day in to day out? This looks right.
Is this oh yeah, the balloons.
Yeah. So what's the day in to day out of the other half of your job when you're preparing for these things, but there's obviously not an active emergency going on?
Yeah, so we do kind of similar to FEMA. So we do emergency management type stuff. So going along with those hurricanes and natural disasters, we also plan and create a lot of checklists for terrorist attacks, suspicious packages, hazmat spills, things like that. So we do all the planning and coordinating for most of that. And then we also run the installation emergency management program. So working with all the units across the base, making sure they have representatives in their unit to run shelter-in-place programs, make sure they have emergency support functions, things like that, make sure they're manned and able to support whatever mission we need.
Okay. So are you guys responsible for or have any hand in the like the random anti-terrorism measures they go through, like you plan those?
No, that's not necessarily us. That's the
Okay.
AT office, I believe.
Okay, that's a separate thing. Can't even. I'm just gonna start throwing bombs everywhere. I think that's the way to do this, right? Oh god, I just got hit. I'm gonna lose. Ouch. That's gonna be it. Maybe curtains for Levi.
Got another question.
Yes.
There's a lot of ones. Saga, then there's a lot of ones to get. So what's the most physically taxing thing you've done in your suits?
Oh, that's a good question.
Why don't you answer that one first?
Oh god.
So you spent some time in it.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is I was telling him a little bit about it off camera. I did an ACCO rodeo, and it was during an exercise. The whole thing lasted. I was up for 32 hours, and I spent a good deal of it, not in full MOPP 4, but in my MOPP gear. So that was exhausting. I couldn't do that now. I would have died. So yeah, what do you go run a 5K in this before?
In Korea, we used to do MOPP 4 miles for PT within our flight. So every once in a while, we get the flight together, head out to the track, get a full MOPP 4, and basically just run a mile.
That sounds. Even with the boots?
We did a modified, so we took the boots off. Just
Well, that sounds like a safety hazard.
That'd be rough.
Yeah.
But now just doing a lot of physical walking around, doing recon routes to the base. It's tough when you got your flak vest on, you're carrying a decent amount of equipment with you. It's heavy pretty quick.
I would imagine, yeah. Woo! You have I know it's kind of, it's a separate thing because you do it out of the Catum range, but, oh, I did it. I lost. You guys have to go and shoot. You guys have to have any special proficiency while you're in this, or is it just kind of...
So everybody typically does, when they go to Catum for a pre-deployment or just their annual stuff, they usually go and take their gas mask with them and qualify there as well.
I don't know if you guys have
But nothing special for us.
both standard, because you guys, it's probably easier for you.
Yeah, trick for
You
anybody still
control your
watching, when you
breathing.
do go to Catum, putting your weapon up to your mask, it's kind of difficult. So if you take off one of your filters,
Yeah.
it's a little bit easier.
I did that, and some guys looked at me like I just reinvented the wheel one time. And now I can't get it back on, so I'm gonna die. I can't hot swap them either.
You can hot swap them.
I
Need
know
a little bit of help?
You're supposed to, but
There you go.
this man saved my life. All right, I think I'm about ready to get out of this. You know you're a partier, you know, you're just gonna spend all day.
I'm here
in
for a
this.
good time, whatever you guys want to
Probably
do.
go home, but I am gonna call it quits on this one.
Sounds good.
We can play another game if you want, but I can't even think straight right now. I'm just too focused on breathing. Do you have any more
Glad
questions?
you made it.
No, we don't.
No.
I mean, if you want to end this stream on the loss, Sergeant Reynolds, then
Oh,
fine.
well, you're a jerk.
Yeah, a little bit of assistance.
No. I'm
You can get
gonna
out
figure
there,
this
Prideful.
out.
come up here and get yourself back.
I'm prideful. I'm gonna take these stupid rubber gloves off. Oh, it's so sweaty. One time we had to do it. We did that at a rodeo. We put on our stuff, and it was like a race. And I didn't get my white glove on time, so I just put on the rubber glove. And
That's a
there's
bad day.
so much sweat in that thing by the end of it. It just dripped out. It's like emptying a water bottle.
You made it.
Oh, that was the best time I've ever had.
Hands nice and pruny.
Not as bad as
Not
I
too
would
bad.
think. Not as bad as I would think. Yep, yep. Get some Clorox
Yeah.
for this bad boy. Oh, so now taking off the MOPP gear is just backwards.
Yeah, pretty much just backwards on how you put it on.
Put it in the bag. Make sure it's nice and neat. And all the carbon in there means it's clean all the time, right?
Oh,
so
for sure.
like you don't have to worry about how much you sweat in it or anything like that. Oh. Ah. Are we still?
Right now it's host 1, guest 2. Based off the battle. The race you won.
The race?
The races you won.
Oh yeah, I won all those races.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be able to battle now that I can see.
Should I go out on a high note though?
Yeah, you're gonna.
One.
It's like 35 to 50 degrees cooler in here now. And that's an expertly measured fact.
When you guys first got in, someone asked, "Is it at least cold in the building?" And I was like, "Absolutely
No.
not."
No, it
the
is-
moderator's fine.
It's pretty hot back here.
Yeah, because of our 4 air conditioners attached to the building, one of them works. I think. Maybe. 2 if you count the wall-mounted unit. Alright, so now that I can see, we'll do this. Oh, there's even a mini-map there.
Breathing's a little different now, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I'm still out of shape, so I mean, I'm still breathing everything. That's just a fat one.
Saw this well, there's more of a statement. I wonder if the military is considered going to the lighter plastic disposable suits instead of the rubber.
Well, it wasn't really rubber. And he kind of talked about earlier about going to, there's a new one in the works. It's
Yeah,
not
there's-
plastic though, is it?
No, not plastic. It's still a fabric material.
Talking like hazmat suits from like Monsters Inc. when you have a 2319.
Yeah, so we use those as well.
Yeah, got my reference back there. So you, oh, that's fun. Oh, do you have a preference? Like, is that fun to wear, or is it just?
Yeah, I'd rather be in MOPP gear
Yeah.
7 days a week than in the big level A's.
Oh, what's
Those
the
ones.
difference? What makes those level A's?
So those ones you're carrying supplied air with you. So you got an SCBA pack on your back. It weighs, depending on how full the bottle is, 30, 40 pounds. So strap that to your back and then put a giant bubble around you essentially with no airflow.
Oh, okay.
You're dragging equipment behind you, they're big, bulky. You can't see because the inside lens fogs up. You're still wearing a mask. So it's a whole different beast.
Yeah, that sounds awful. I'm very hot. I went on a hot streak there. I got like 3 of them with some green shells. I'm about to get Mario. Nope. Get him. You are still winning though. You got 4 balloons on me.
No, it's based off of how many people you hit.
Oh, it is? Well, I mean,
Yeah, so you have 6. If you look at the bottom of your bottom of your screen, bottom right of yours, you have 6, and you have 3.
oh,
Yeah.
what
Well,
now? Now that I have
what else?
vision.
What I've seen is that if you die, you lose half of your balloons.
Half!
Yeah. When you guys were playing earlier, every time one of you would die, you would lose half of your score.
Dang. Yep. Dang it. Oh, man. This is a lot of dead air. I'm focusing too much on this. I don't know if I have any more MOPP-related questions, though.
I'm sure they enjoyed
What's the...
enjoyed seeing us suffer a little bit.
Explain to everyone what the different hot levels are.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
So there's 6 different MOPP levels. What they've seen was MOPP 2, which is your suits and then your boots, which kind of opted out for the boots.
Yeah.
MOPP 4 is your suits, you're wearing your boots and the mask and gloves. And then try to focus.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
I'm only up by 1. I don't have the brain capacity to talk and play at the same time.
Yeah, it's hard. And it's even harder when you're in MOPP gear. So suits and boots.
Yep, and then there's batteries.
Pressure's on, man. I don't want to lose
It's hard.
again.
I got one more balloon than you.
Oh. What I need to do is just be looking for you. 1 second. Oh.
Yeah. Is it tied? Did you get that last one?
I don't know if I got the last one. So we got MOPP level.
So we went from MOPP 2 to MOPP 4, suits, boots, mask and gloves, full mopped up. I still beat you though.
Which one was Bowser?
That was me.
We have another
one,
one.
guess 3.
Oh my goodness, we do have a next round. This is
I think we did 5.
gonna be white knuckling it. What's something that
Well, even if you win, it's 3-2.
oh man,
3-1.
maybe put for the points. I'm gonna give myself that.
Oh yeah, it is. Get points.
Yeah, no, I don't think if I won and you came in dead last, I would still come up to beat you. So when a civilian finds out what you do, like they have no idea what the military does, they don't even know anything about gas masks. They're like, "What? I thought that was just in the movies." How do you explain it to them?
We like to think we're pretty cool, so the civilians, we're probably a lot cooler than we actually are. But either way, at least when they ask what we do, I kind of break it down into weapons of mass destruction. Kind of covers VIRIN as a whole. So anytime there's a WMD, weapons of mass destruction attack, we're kind of the Air Force responders for that.
You just ate me with that shot. Are we in jail? So yeah, you get to talk about.
We sound a lot cooler than we actually are.
Hey,
That was
wow,
fast.
you won quick. Well, that's about it.
I'm not even sure what we did there.
I have no idea. You put us all in jail. I couldn't
Did I?
get out. Yeah, look at you.
So it's 4:53 now. So you want to wrap up? Obviously, you can't come back from this loss.
No, I'm done. I lost. I won the races. He won the battles. He claims he wasn't. He didn't play video games, but I mean, hey, scoreboard,
Right.
right?
Start off low. Can't
Yeah.
go up from there.
He hustled me. He waited until I couldn't see, and we were in MOPP gear, and I was about to die, and he knew. He took it as advantage, which you know.
You can pay up after we're done with the stream.
Yeah, we're not allowed to talk about how much money we put on this. But I do want to thank you for coming in
thanks for having
and suffering with me when
was
we
a fun
did that.
time.
It was something adjacent to fun. That's what I'll call that. Yeah, thanks for coming in, and we appreciate you taking time out of your busy day
Yeah, absolutely.
to answer some of our questions and enlighten us on your job. And
It's a fun time.
we can all, I think I can have a deeper appreciation for what you have to go through every day. And, feel free to stop by whenever
Yeah,
you want.
Absolutely. Come by,
And-
put you guys in some MOPP gear again with the
Yeah.
rest of the crew.
I'll
and-
let somebody else do it
Yeah.
next time, just, so that they can experience
Yeah.
it. Not because I don't want to. I really do
Absolutely.
want to.
spreading the wealth.
Yes. Yep. All right. Well, you got anything you want to plug real quick?
No, I don't think so.
You don't got a podcast coming out or a movie?
No, I'll drop my mixtape a little bit later on.
Okay.
I'll put the plug
All
out,
right.
yeah.
We gonna look for that. All right. Well, until next Twitch Tuesday in 2 weeks, where we will be talking to somebody else. I don't know who we're gonna be talking to yet, but it'll be fun, and we'll play something maybe not on the Switch. We'll see you guys.